Hello everyone, episodes 5 and 6 of Daredevil Born Again have arrived, and again, this will contain spoilers. I have to say, these were two action-packed episodes. Episode 5 was pretty much a bank robbery episode. Think Dark Knight with a mix of the Wonder Woman bank robbery scene and Zack Snyder's Justice League. It felt like that. But we got to see a familiar sight with the bank, as well as some familiar characters, such as Yusuf Khan. We got to see Kamala Khan's father, Miss Marvel's father. Matt Murdock was there for a loan, and upon leaving, he realizes that some people rob the bank. They're looking for something, so he goes in and basically becomes a hostage during this bank robbery. And the whole episode for episode 5 is this bank robbery / hostage negotiation. It's a standoff. And we also get to see the Irishman who committed the truck attack in one of the previous episodes as well. They're trying to steal from somebody. We all know who, but I like it. Each of the balaclavas are color coordinated. Of course, Matt Murdock ends up getting the red one later on. But it's interesting to see St. Patrick's Day, a week late, but still it's St. Patty's, and we get to see the bank robbery occur during that time, and everything happened just in real time. Matt Murdock doesn't dress in the Daredevil costume in this episode, but he is very much, in fact, getting closer to being the man without fear, being Daredevil, as well as Matt Murdock. And I love seeing him kind of like egg on the people and act defenseless at times, but then also kick butt and take names when he wants to. And there's some brilliant twists and turns in this episode, and I love it when the main guy in the green ski mask leaves as a security guard and Matt Murdock goes after him, and it is a bloody, wonderful fight that takes it back to the Netflix days. I love the moments in this. I love the relationship with Kamala Khan's father and Matt Murdock as an ally, him helping him out, and then the thing that they're still in, the whole butterscotch candy reveal was just great. I love that little twist. There's some smaller pieces leading up to some bigger puzzles later on for this series. And this was a solid episode. Both episodes of 5 and 6 are like 41 to 45 minutes, so they're very short. And this one went by really fast. And, you know, despite not being dressed as Daredevil, it still was entertaining. Think episode 3 with the courtroom. Now, some of this might have been the previous footage before they reshot it. Episode 6, on the other hand, gets to the ball rolling in a big way. We finally get to see more of Muse and that body he was draining the blood out of. For people who know in the comics, he's a villain in the Marvel universe, but like he took people, he basically kidnaps people, steals their blood, and uses that blood with like an epoxy like paint to paint his murals with human blood from his victims. And he's a massive serial killer at this point where he's killed over 60 people. And the police, they're all trying to keep a lid on it. But what I love about episode 6 is that Kingpin and Matt Murdock, as far as Wilson Fisk and Matt Murdock, they keep trying to be better people, be better men. But you can't change your nature, and you can't change who you are. And eventually they return to being the Kingpin and Daredevil. And I love the editing in the later half of this. We also get to see Hector Ayala's niece. She starts to investigate what happened, to these people. The White Tiger, before he was assassinated, was investigating Muse. So she basically asked Matt, is there something that can be done? And he, of course, is trying to explain the legal way. But he's just itching at being Daredevil. We have the police friend of his that lets him know what's going on. And, Matt, and this was very reflective. He did prayers, was talking to his girlfriend. They have a nice talk about, having therapy with other vigilantes like Frank Castle or even Daredevil. She doesn't know his alter ego yet. I love that little scene there, but I love that Matt's tormented. And as a Catholic, he's just like, what I did and the lifestyle I lived led to Foggy's death. He blames himself, but at the same time, people are dying and there's no hero to save anyone. And he feels like he needs to make a difference again as Daredevil. And that's one thing I love, is a slow build up through the course of this series so far, and especially this episode. And when he does come back as the devil, he is in his all glory red suit, grapple hook. I love the encounter there. Hector Ayala's niece gets captured by Muse, and there's a showdown. Of course, Muse escapes, and Matt saves the young girl. And Kingpin, there's a guy that he kept prisoner that his wife had an affair with. He had a hatchet. You thought he was going to axe him up, and he basically gave him a weapon to use as self-defense. And Kingpin, of course, is like a big angry baby where he just wrecks stuff up. And there's a certain sense of satisfaction with his character. Meanwhile, there's some big things set up with the corrupt police. Wilson Fisk handpicks all the police that are part of like the Punisher task force stuff and makes an anti-vigilante task force. So you know Punisher and the other vigilantes are going to have to come to a head pretty soon with those corrupt son of a bitches. And I can't wait to see what happens. This series has been excellent so far. Again, like I said in my previous videos, the only con about this show, the negative, is that I have to wait each week to watch him. I'm glad to watch 2, but I would have loved to binge watch this like the Netflix era. But I'm glad that season 2 is being made and that there's a potential season 3 on the way. I can't wait to see what happens in the coming weeks, and if Frank Castle comes back, what the next battle with Muse might be like. I have certain theories of who it is. It could be that creepy kid, and maybe that the therapist saw, the kid from Wednesday, he might be Muse, and the therapist's girlfriend of Matt Murdock might be the next victim for their next showdown. I don't know. I have a feeling Punisher's going to wreck some stuff up and kind of solve a lot of the problems, but I can't wait to see what happens. It seems like they mentioned a lot of heroes, and there's 2 things that are cool about that. One, it's a Marvel universe, so it's connected again, where it's like Miss Marvel, Spider-Man's mentioned, different characters. I'm hoping to see Jessica Jones and Luke Cage, or even have a mention later, but then it also goes back to what they might be setting up in a Devil's Run light kind of way, you know? And that's very exciting. I can't wait to see where the story goes, but I'm glad to have Matt, the Man Without Fear, back in red. Hopefully they can add a DD logo before next year. I know we're going to have the black suit again, so we'll see. But let me know your thoughts on these 2 episodes. I give this season an A so far. I mean, it's been excellent. It's good to have Daredevil back. Let me know your thoughts of the latest 2 episodes. You can check out some of the previous videos and other videos for more content on the channel. May everyone stay safe and healthy out there. Till next time.